Okay, so let's take a look at the appearance. We'll take a look at Sub-Zero first. Okay. Looking at Sub-Zero, if you look at the mask here, right? So this is very interesting. So McFarlane did right on the mask, but if you look at it, you see it's cloth, right? So when he's fighting, as you can see, if he's fighting in the game, he has the cloth mask on, right? That's when he's fighting in the game. But when you're picking the character and you're selecting him, or he's in the bio, he'll have the other mask on. Let me show it real quick. He'll have this one on just when you're picking the character or when you're reading the bio. That's it. He doesn't have it on. None of the ninjas do when they're playing in-game. In-game, they have this, right? Not this. Kind of strange. I just saw that when I was looking at the game. I just saw the cloth mask, and then, like I said before, the graded mask is when you're selecting or on the bio. So let's take a look at him here. You see that he has the ninja suit. This is the ninja suit from Mortal Kombat 2. It's not part 1 at all. This is part 2. In part 1 had the more cloth look with the cloth mask, but this one has the kind of grazed material with the cloth mask, which is correct, right? So let's take a look at from the head here. You see how it goes over his head, just like the traditional ninja. And then you see the eyes, eyebrows, and then look at the cloth itself. Not cloth, it's just sculpted and then painted this bluish color, and you throw off some white to make that accent, right? You can see that there. Head sculpted very well. Same there. And then you paint it black to give it that suit look around the neck. Also as well, going to the gi, that looks really good. And of course, the traditional classic kind of grazed material here for the blue. That looks very well there, right? Okay, look at the backside. The paint is done very well. It's not bad. I don't think so. Not at all. There you go. You see it? Okay. Then you have the belt. Kind of cheesy on the belt. It's not, I wouldn't say cheesy, but it could have been, you know, maybe some PVC plastic just going all the way around, something loose. But those can tend to break. But it does look fairly decent, right? You see that? And then you look at the arms. You have the flesh color with some tone of muscle. And also on this side, you do have the tone of muscle. You do have a bandana around the arms, black. And then you see the iced out arms, right? There you go. And you can see the gauntlets on the arms too with the ice, right? Hands there. And those will be his punch hands, the only punch hands he comes with. There you go. And let's look toward the bottom of the gi. You do have that grazed material here hanging, black on the pants, kind of ruffled up, right? And then you have the shin guards, the traditional shin guards, that classic shin guard from the ninjas, right? I think that's pretty decent there. It looks spot on, right? You got it painted blue, got little scuff marks. There you go with the shin guards. And then you got your ninja foot, right? There you go. Okay, so the appearance of the figure looks pretty good. I would say not like MK2, because what they do with this, they make it too figurey. If that makes a, if I can say that, too figurey. They, you know, in the game they're more old school, so it should have been that old school. Pop the picture up there. More like that old school look. You don't get it. This is more. It looks new school. It doesn't look old school. If you look at the old school, they kind of look more 90s look. This is more traditional, maybe 2011 look, right? But it's still a pretty decent figure. Okay, like how the eyes are. That's pretty nice. Let's get my close view. Get this light here. Let's get this going. You got it? Let me tap this. Get this close view going. There you go. You see that? It's done very well. Okay. And that'll do it for Sub-Zero. Not bad, Sub. Okay, from MILEENA. Shaking the camera there. Sorry about that. Okay. MILEENA is... Okay, she's done, for me, she's done okay. Before the fact that, one, you don't have the PVC plastic sticking up here for the boots. You should have done that, not just the paint. Disappointing there. But if you look at her face, everything's great there. You see how the paint, bandana, eyes, brown eyes, white inside, and then you see the mouth, and you just paint, sculpt that up and just paint it, just like the hair, painted black. We've seen that with Katana, right? Same exact figure, just repainted, right? Not bad. But what I'm talking about is, if you look at the picture here that's coming up You see how she's got this short bottom, the underwear or the tire here, it's real short. Well, in the pixelated game, back in the 90s, it was coming at a V shape here. It would come down at a V shape. This is coming more up like panties. That's what it looked like. She didn't wear panties. She wore like a gym outfit, like from the 90s. If you look at the 90s, that gym outfit, it comes to a V. It comes all the way down to a V here, not short like underwear. There you go. That they didn't do that correctly at all. But if you look at it, it's not bad. So looking at the colors here, you're going with the kind of hot pink. That's what I'm seeing. But if you look at the game, you're gonna have that purplish color in the game. It should be purple in the how it is in the game, right? There you go, and there it is. You have the black lining, all pinkish, hot pinkish, black lining here, black belt. All that stuff looks pretty decent. Nothing to the figure. You see it? Nothing really to it, but it does look fairly good, I think. Looking at her eyes, let's take a look at her eyes again. See that brown there? That looks pretty good. Sculpting is great. The paint's not bad. Like I said, PVC plastic in the boots will be nice. But there you have it. There are her fists. The only fist she has. And there's the rest. You see the black lining around all the hot pink, right? Boots. There you go. Nothing to it. Just very basic. It is the same figure as Katana, the exact same figure, just a different color, right? Okay, but she doesn't look bad. Could be better, but not bad. Okay, and that'll do it for the appearance. Sub-Zero, what are you doing?